back to my channel. Today I have a monthly April message for all of the Geminis out in the collective. Please note this is going to be a general reading, so it is not going to resonate with every single Gemini out in the collective. I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are new to my channel, welcome to I Lean Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I am a psychic intuitive, a spiritual coach, and a sound healing practitioner. So without further ado, Gemini, let's go ahead and dive right into your monthly message. So Gemini, we are starting out with come to the edge. Okay, I sort of feel like Spirit, your guides and your angels have sort of been coaxing you, have been sort of wanting you to sort of take a leap of faith here. We also have tree with grounding. And spiritual warrior, show that you are a wise leader and command the universe. Okay. This is making a little bit of sense here, Gemini. So right off the bat here with come to the edge, I feel that your overall message here is that you are entering a new phase of life. And I feel that your guides and your angels are really wanting you to take this massive leap of faith towards something new, something that will make you feel more solid, more stable. I feel like whatever you've been doing up until this point here, Gemini, is now coming to an end. I feel that you are at an ending of a cycle where you are no longer, you're no longer learning anything in where you are, right? So this is why they're wanting you to come to the edge. They're wanting you to sort of take a leap of faith, to trust that this new beginning is ultimately going to lead you towards something bigger, something better, something more fulfilling that's going to make you feel strong and confident in who you are and what you are here to do. It's really about taking courage, and it's really about, sort of taking that leap of faith and overcoming fear and accepting the risk. And I feel that one of the biggest things is when you're being pushed towards making massive changes, there's so much uncertainty, so much that you feel. And I feel, Gemini, that you're the type of person here with this grounding is that you're sort of already settled. You have all of these roots already invested in where you are, but the reality is that you're not growing anymore. Your growth has been stunted. There's no more room for your roots to expand. And so this is the reason why Spirit is sort of pushing you, because it's wanting you to take the lead here. It's wanting you to explore the depths of you being powerful and confident and commanding, creating the world that you're wanting or the life that you are desiring. And you're needing to really put roots in a space that you haven't experienced before. You're needing to grow and expand. And if you're in a space where you've already reached the limit of how far you can expand, then you're having to sort of move somewhere else. And this is the reason why you're feeling this push. And I'm going to tell you, it feels like a push, because I really feel like they're just like, come on, go, go, go. And I feel like you're sort of like stuck in this place right now because there's a lot of uncertainty. You're very unsure. And I want to point out here, this is no coincidence. Your come to the edge is a 36 and your spiritual warrior card is a 37. They're letting you know it is time for you to jump off of where you are so that you can build roots in a space that is vast, that is expansive, that you will ultimately become the ruler of, the king of, because this is what you are meant to do. So Gemini, let's go ahead and dive right into your tarot cards here to see what additional information Spirit has for you. I do want to point out here that on the spiritual warrior card here, we have the lion and the lamb, right? And this really speaks to me about the strength card, about finding the inner courage and the bravery to recognize our own power and our own strength, and recognize that strength is mostly within us, right? It's about being patient and recognizing that recognizing our own strength in the right time. Okay. And I feel like this is what you're ultimately needing to sort of see here, because I feel like maybe you're very unsure of what you're supposed to do. And I do want to point out that it is scary. It is very scary for you to be in one place and then to feel the push towards something that is very unfamiliar. It's not your comfort zone, right? You're unsure of what it's going to look like, what it's going to feel like, what's going to transpire. You have a lot of questions, a lot of that internal dialogue going on. Look, you just got the Fool cards. This is really about taking a leap of faith and trusting that this leap of faith is really leading you towards a new beginning, right? A new beginning that is ultimately assisting you in some way. Okay, so Gemini, here we are with the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Fool card, the Nine of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, right off the bat, you're needing to sort of step out of your comfort zone. You need to detach yourself from the situation of taking this massive leap of faith. Don't look at it from an emotional perspective. It's really about trusting your inner guidance, trusting your inner strength. The Queen of Swords is powerful. She is strong. She is mighty. She doesn't take BS from anyone. And so this is why this is so amazing, because you're making conscious choices here with the Seven of Cups, understanding that it can be very frightening and very challenging for you to decide to take this massive leap of faith without knowing if you're going to be caught, like if you're going to have that safety net that is going to catch you, right? But when you take a risk, when you make a choice based off of your intellect, when you see the bigger picture, when you recognize, when you can intellectually here, Gemini, recognize that there's no more room for growth where you are. You're not learning anything. You're not, gaining more relationships in any way. You've sort of reached a plateau. Then you know that ultimately the next thing is to make a different choice, to make a choice that is different than what you would normally make, knowing that there isn't anywhere else for you to go where you are. There's no more room for growth, no more expansion, right? The Ace of Swords here is the heart of your reading, which is about that clarity and that truth and that deep understanding and knowing that you will be successful if you make this transition. The Ace of Swords brings victory and it brings a new beginning, but it also brings clarity. And I feel that if you could just set aside some time here, Gemini, to really focus inwardly in your heart of hearts and really ask yourself, what choice should I make for my highest good and the highest good of all? I feel that ultimately you will get that answer. There will be no doubt, no question whatsoever. They will deliver that message to you loud and clear. The Fool card here is about taking a leap of faith. It's about trusting the universe to catch you, right? And it's about understanding that this whole thing is about an experience. It's about learning something new, and it's about experiencing a new environment, and it's about your journey, okay? Here with the Nine of Pentacles, it's about learning to look at every experience, every part of your journey as a means to an accomplishment. It's a stepping stone towards this new life, this new great expansive life that you are wanting to put roots in and that you're wanting to build upon. The Wheel of Fortune says that your life is in a constant movement of cycle. And when you start resisting that movement is when you start to create friction, conflict, and tension. And so the wheel, you can either flow with the wheel of life or you can cause resistance. And that creates more challenges, more obstacles. Then you're not truly experiencing the expansiveness of your growth in a new decision, in a risk. in moving in a different direction. Okay. So I want to point out here that the Nine of Pentacles is really about independence. And I feel here, Gemini, that you're really needing to step out. You're needing to do something different than other people before you have done. And this is a part of your destiny. It's a part of what you are meant to do here. And it could be that maybe this is something that has sort of come down the line, right? This is maybe some, change that you are supposed to be making from an ancestral perspective. Because I often see that a lot of times with the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is our fate and it is our destiny, and it's constantly moving. It isn't going to stop and wait for us and say, okay, this is the perfect spot. No, it is constantly moving, and you have to move with it. You can't change it. You can't wield it. You just have to allow it to be what it is, and you just roll with it. Okay. Now, I think that maybe one of the reasons why it's a little difficult for you to sort of make this change is because you're unsure if you will be successful. You're unsure if it will provide you with the same sense of security or satisfaction that your previous experiences have given you. But understand that this is something that you ultimately have to work for, right? You have to be able to continue improving yourself and your life in many ways. You got the Strength card here, which does not surprise me at all. Okay. All right. Gemini, we have the Knight of Cups here with the Six of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles with the Five of Cups. All right. So here, this is what I'm seeing for you here, Gemini. I feel that you are being presented with an opportunity here. This Knight of Cups is proposing that you ultimately choose a different course, that you choose a different path than ever before. And I feel that the reason it looks the way that it does is because you've been asking for reciprocity. You've been asking for a balance of give and take. You're wanting to be appreciated. You're wanting to see the rewards for the work that you've achieved or the work that you have done, right? You're a very hard worker here, Gemini, and I feel that you give and you give and you give, but what you're needing to experience right now is this sense of receiving, right? If you give of yourself wholeheartedly without wanting anything in return, I feel that Spirit is really trying to offer you an opportunity to receive better rewards, better circumstances, better relationships, a better job. They're trying to give you, and you're needing to be open to receiving that and seeing that you are worthy of receiving that. And this is going to take courage on your part, because it means that you're going to have to do something different than you've always done. And there is this saying that is, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. And so Spirit is really wanting you to experience something different. They're wanting you to experience your cup overflows, right? That you have so much than you could have ever imagined for. But I feel that you're not giving to yourself because you're not allowing yourself to receive here, Gemini. And so this is why your cup always feels empty. This is why you feel like this is the reason why it's hard for you to let go and receive, because you feel like your cup is always empty and you're always, giving and there's never enough in there for you. But that's because those are the choices that you're making. The choices that you make ultimately reflect the experiences that you have. So the Queen of Materials here with the Five of Cups is ultimately saying that you are being supported. You have all of the resources that you need. You are being supported to make this change and to make this transition. But you have to be willing to let go of these emotions that you have carried with yourself, of despair, of my cup always being empty, of nothing ever being there for me, of no one ever loving me. That despair, that grief that you hold on to is what is preventing you from experiencing this lavish lifestyle of being the leader, of being abundant, of being prosperous. You have to be willing to let go of all of that behind and move forward. And this is why you've been feeling this push, this come to the edge, because they're wanting you to know that what you are seeking is deeply rooted in your own reflection. Notice how this tree is reflective of this tree, right? And this often reminds me of the tree of good and evil. It is a reflection. And it's understanding that we have to look at our dark, shadowy aspects here, Gemini, in order to truly understand where our insecurities lie. When we can really allow ourselves to dwell in our sense and our insecurities and face them head on, knowing that we will overcome them because we are strong, we are powerful, we are warriors of light, then you will ultimately experience the life that you've always longed for. So Gemini, this is your message this month. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Bye, guys.